Yeah, the reason is I'm absolutely minging.
How are you feeling right now?
Relieved. Yeah, the overwhelming feeling I have, predominant feeling I have, sorry, is relief. Yeah.
And how were the final stages of the row?
The final stages were of this row. The last 72 hours have been particularly difficult. Coming in to KN or coming into South America, there's a very, very strong current, and as the trade winds meet that current, it kind of mixes around. There's a lot of little whirlpools, and so it's been really, really, really difficult 72 hours.
At what point did it become clear you were going to break the able-bodied record? That must have been an amazing feeling.
To be absolutely honest with you, only when I really looked over my shoulder and I could see the buoy, which, like, I knew that that's the finish line. Yeah, I thought, I can do this. The whole thing about ocean rowing is you're only ever one bad wave away from absolute disaster. So it was only when I could see the finish line, I started thinking, well, you know, this is nearly in the bag.
What made you decide to take up this challenge?
There's two reasons really why I decided to do this. The first one was to raise money for two charities that are absolutely astounding and brilliant, and the reason I've chosen those charities is because I've seen personally the good work that they do, and that's the Royal Marines charity and the Endeavour Fund. I know there's so many great charities out there, but the reason I've chosen them two is because I've seen personally the work that they do, and probably more important than that, the other reason why I chose to row an ocean, because frankly there's easier ways to raise money, is that I wanted to prove that no one should be defined by disability. When I became disabled, I started to define myself in terms of disability, which I needn't have. And it started me thinking, and you start noticing how in no other walk of life, nowhere else is anyone defined by what they're rubbish at or what they're not good at. But if you're disabled, it doesn't always, but it can tend to define you. So I thought, if I can break an able-bodied record in something as physically demanding as rowing an ocean, then that should prove that no one should be defined by disability.
What was the hardest part of your row?
The hardest part of this row, was definitely near the start when I lost all my navigation systems, and I thought that might be the end of the row. Managed to navigate into the Canary Isles for repairs, and crack on. So that was definitely a bad moment. But what I found personally the most difficult thing, the most challenging about rowing solo, I rowed 3 years ago as part of a team of 4 amputees, which I absolutely loved. Changed my life. It was a real positive experience. But the difference between then and now is rowing solo. It isn't being on your own or missing people. That wasn't the hard thing. The thing I found really difficult is when things start to get hairy. There's no one to bounce off. You know, when you're scared and you look and you see your friends scared as well, you kind of take comfort or you feed off each other. And when you're on your own, it's just purely down to mental discipline, and it's knowing that only you can get you out of this situation. So that's what I found particularly difficult.
Last question.
Just a moment. Get up.
Hold the flag slightly to the side, yeah. Just so you can... No, like that.
Last question.
Yeah, last question.
What are you most looking forward to doing to recover over the next few days?
What am I most looking forward to doing and recovering? A shower. Really want a shower. The difficult thing I've found is not switching off for 60 days and so many hours. I've just been constantly waiting for something to go wrong and making sure that I'm able to react. So, for instance, every time you close your eyes, I look and go, right, life jacket's there. If the alarm goes off, you know, like one of the systems down and I've got to come out and sort something out, I know that the first thing I'm going to do is grab the life jacket, put the life jacket on, clip myself onto the deck of the boat, so I'm tied to the boat at all times. But that goes through your mind every time you try to get some rest, because you know that as soon as that alarm goes off, you're up and you've got to react. And sometimes, in some of the big seas, when things go wrong, like you've got all the waves coming behind you normally, but when things go wrong, the boat turns and it goes into irons, it's called, where it kind of turns and goes side on to the waves, and that's quite a dangerous place to be, especially in a tiny boat like this. And knowing that when something's gone wrong, the boat's turning and it's in that position, and you've got to get out of the cabin, get out on deck, and sort whatever the problem is. That goes through your mind constantly. And I've got a bottle of whiskey, I haven't touched it. I thought it'd be nice just to have like a little dram, overnight, but I daren't, because you can't relax. So that's what I'm looking forward to the most, is just switching off and relaxing.
Thank you.
The sun has been so belting this time that I daren't come out here without smothering myself, because I can't wash it off. I feel like I've just got this thicker layer